Oh my gosh, so a lot of the boys are excited about this one. Explain the history, Joe.
Yes, this is the iconic F-4 Phantom Bunny, okay? There's only one of the, well, there was two originally. We had one original down at Point Mugu, which is near Camarillo, and that's where all of the Navy Pacific missile, Pacific weapons testing goes on for the fleet, okay? So when a weapon goes to the Navy, it goes through a process of testing at that facility, okay? Now this was the squadron commander's airplane. It was painted all black, and it put the Playboy Bunny logo on the tail. Now, they had to get permission from Playboy Enterprises to use that because that's a trademark symbol.
Right.
So they did that. So this squadron had the black aircraft, all shiny black. Then they had one that was painted bright orange, one that was a light blue, and one that was an overall gray. So they were different colors, and they would, test new air-to-air missiles or weaponry for the fleet, and if it passed, then it went on to the fleet. Okay. So a lot of California history to this airplane because it was based at Point Mugu. You can look at YouTube videos where it was in air shows and all of that, and it has a following just because of what it is.
Well, what did Hugh Hefner think about it?
Well, actually, they started using it before Hugh Hefner gave his permission to use it. So he was going to sue them for using his trademark. But then they said, hey, man, we can do some different things here. This is a promotion. And he said, okay, as long as you got my permission, okay, you're cool, we're cool. Okay, so this is probably one of the most famous Phantoms next to Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds.
When was this one last flown?
1986. So it went to the Boneyard in Tucson, Arizona, about 1986, late 1986, and it sat there for 37 years until we pulled it out.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, so it's saved for posterity. We will put the engine cans and the burner, the turkey feathers as they call it, back in. Flew with this huge center tank here. So as you can see here, this is the wing fold mechanism. You can see all the things it takes to fold the wings. And of course, this was designed to be a carrier airplane before the Air Force was interested in it. So to save space on an aircraft carrier, you fold the wings. So that leaves you more airplanes to store. So you can see all that goes into it, the pins, the hydraulics, all the things that make the fold work. So very, very intricate. It can be controlled from the cockpit.
Can we ever see that in action?
You can see it in action on video or things like that. These are going to be manual because there's a couple lines that were cut. But if you look on YouTube, you can see airplanes like on a carrier deck that are unfolding their wings prior to, and then they have a lock in there prior to takeoff.
And they always have these tires like that, or just because they're restored?
Oh no, they just have the tires up here to keep them from.
That is a great place to store a spare. I know it's not an airplane tire. That'd be fun though.
Oh yeah, no, that's just up there to kind of cushion them from rather than laying on the metal.
This is so impressive. Yeah. Wow, how many people work on a plane like this?
You could have 5 to 6, just depends. You could have metalsmith people. You could have, the biggest thing on this airplane is going to be a little body fender work here and there. But by and large, sanding, priming, painting, and that type of thing. There's no real damage to the airplane. See?
Wow.
Or it didn't have to be put back together because it hauled up here just as is, 28 feet wide. So we didn't have to put the wing back on or tear into it, really. So that was quite a sight. Going down the interstate at 28 feet wide.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, it was quite the showstopper. It was. You'll see pictures of it in flight with an SR-71. You'll see pictures of it in flight with an aggressor airplane that's kind of camouflaged. So it was. It's got an iconic following. And when it was in the desert, I saw it about in 2016 and said, "Gosh, that has to come to Castle Air Museum." So here she is, and she will be restored, and it'll be a gorgeous airplane.
Do you think by the end of the year we might see this out there?
It's a possibility. They're already, if you'll notice, painting some of the nose gear struts and landing gear doors ahead of trying to get in, and it's easier to do it when they're off the airplane, especially if you're underneath and trying to paint. So, so you don't have to, you don't get runs and things like that on it. But it'll be shiny black. It'll be, the intakes to the engines are bright white. So it'll be a very striking airplane, very unique airplane. So we'll have the museum will have 2 unique F-4s, which is one is the Thunderbird that we saw outside, and this one. So we're going to display them together.
Well, thank you so much for showing us. I can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do a follow-up.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.